Here we go. Oh. Oh. What? What is this sound? Oh. What? What is this sound? Oh my gosh. 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 What? What is this? Dry shampoo's enough. Oh my gosh. What? What is this? Dry shampoo's enough. Oh my gosh. Oh, echo. What is this? Dry shampoo's. Oh gosh. Echo's not good. Yoink. Okay, anybody here? Anybody here to witness this happening? People wanted me to stream. At least one person wanted me to stream. Where are you, one person that wanted me to stream? Oh, wait. Since we're in the aesthetic, might as well. Come on, let's go. Steam. Whoa. Whoa. Oh. Updating Steam. Updating Steam. I did not know. Updating Steam. I like my own stream. So nobody else will. If I don't like it, nobody else will. I'm afraid. Oh. Oh, 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 oh. Oh? What is this?
I swore to protect this.
Tsukishima? Yoink. Waiting. Waiting for you. Good viewers. Resident Evil. Resident Evil. I muted. I was muted. I said that unlike some of the unlike some of, unlike what some of the propagandists might tell you, it's not okay to be white. Okay, it's not okay to be white. Also said that that's right. Doom 2. I'm getting back to the roots of this channel by playing Doom. Remember the good old days when we played Doom on the stream? Remember? You remember? Holy crap. What the hell? And my house. My house was more recent. I died. I died. I died. I died. I died. Listen, please be generous with me. Yeah, people are here. People have joined the stream. How do I get here? How do I get to this gun? Do you know? What's the difficulty? Not high. Not very high. I'll tell you that. I think this is how you run. Cha-ching! Shoop. Where do I go now? What do I do? Oh! Let's go! Oh. Let's try again. I'm sure this is the way. This is the way. This has to be the way. I'm stubborn. I'm gonna do this until I do this. Too fast? Really? You think so? No. No. No, no. No, 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 no. Angle it. Maybe. Let's try. Oh. No. That did not work. That did not work. Mm-hmm. Oy, oy, oy. I think, I don't know. That might not be it. Lower? Well, there's no way to do it lower. Oi, oi, oi. That's right, Toaster. That's right, Toaster Master. Toaster Cleaner. Wait, I forgot. What other streamers do you watch, Toaster Cleaner, apart from me? President Sunday? Or yeah, President Sunday ear? Sundayer? Sundayer? Oh, we got it! We got it! We got it! We got it! Gotta save. Achievement. This is an achievement. Gotta save. What the? No! No! I wasted ammo. Cannot waste ammo. Oh! Hee hee hee. Hee hee. Hee hee. Hee hee hee. I regular Shark 300 streams. Oh, did you know that I once redeemed my special points? A long time ago. Long time ago. I don't remember if I was a VTuber then, if I even spoke back then, but I redeemed my special points to ask Shark 300 on advice. Advice on how to do better on the streaming. And he gave me advice. I remember those days a long time ago. If you're a regular Shark 300 person that you might remember. You might remember those old days. Of me. Like 2 years ago? Actually, yeah, that might have been 2 years ago. Oh my gosh. I think that was before the invasion. Oh my god. You actually might be right. That might have been actually before the full-scale invasion. Oh my god. Oh my gosh. Holy crap. That's right. You might be onto something. Yes. You might be onto something. Boy Meets Mini is on Shakespeare's stream today. Yeah. We're doing so well. So swell. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, wait. Oof. Cha-ching. Cha-ching. Wow. I lurk many random streamers. I wake up and work the computer and listen to streamers and podcasts. What sort of streamers and what sort of podcasts do you listen to? Are you on the giggle card? Whoa, whoa, whoa. Whoa. Porky sound. Damn. You know what? I'm out of here. I'm just gonna leave. Thank you. I might just go. I know what I'm not wanted. Oh, wow. Uh-oh. Where do I go now? Where am I even? Oh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Wrong place. The GOP. Demons of Hell, the GOP. Where am I? Oh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Whoop. I need to go here actually. Ching. Howdy, howdy, I was gifted a sub. Wait, when? When were you gifted a sub? There's this guy, Polit Real Polish? Hello, 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 Emily, yes. Also join the, you know, join the Politburo. Oh my gosh. Politburo. So that I can better serve you. Oh, what does this button do? What happened? What opened? The exit. Oh! I had a dream about you, Lucy. You had 2.9k subs. Wow. That's more than I've got now. That's a lot more than I've got now. Oh my gosh. Nice. Need some really well written essays and response to listeners sending audio messages. Listen, I am a really real whatever thing, you know? And I have to tell you that it's true. You're done with your semester? That means that you can spend every day. You have entered deeply into the infested star post, but something is wrong. The monsters have brought their own reality with them, and the starpost's technology is being subverted by their presence. Ahead you see Outpost of Hell, a fortified zone. If you can get past it, you can penetrate into the haunted heart of the starbase and find the controlling switch which holds Earth's population hostage. That's it. To the Bermuda. Piotr. Yay! You're gonna rescue the hostages. Whoa! What the hell? Fatso! What the hell? Oh my gosh. Whoa. I've never seen this enemy before. Damn. Gosh darn it. Cha-ching! Need a higher caliber weapon for this. Yay! Let's do this. Let's do this like we are in the 60s. What the hell am I saying? Okay, so donate, in other words. Kill you, fatso! Kill you, fatso! Die, fatty! I'm not fat shaming. These are monsters, not human, okay? I'm not fat shaming. I'm not here to fat shame anybody. I like chubby people. Okay? Woo! I died! What is this about?
Oh, Barry!
Cheers to summer. Thank you, MooseWatcher123, for the $5. First $5 of the night. Keep them coming. Keep them coming. I'm gonna need them. Because I'm going to do work. I'll keep you updated. But I might be doing some ambitious projects, okay? Ambitious projects in the future. The future looks ambitious. Hype cancelled. What? Why? Why is hype cancelled? Yeah, I was really proud of that you did interviews, genuinely. Wait, really? You were proud of it? Oh, tell me, what do you think of the interviews? What do you think about them? Are they good? Which one did you like? Which ones did you like? I gotta admit, I got a little bit mean with the latest one. Because I did subtitles for every time the guy did he deserved it, okay?
I think the church should be in charge. And the saints.
So come on.
The LGBT are abnormal.
Damn. I thought it was nice to have some insight on Polish society and local Polish. Oh, come on, don't treat far-right lunatics as a window into Polish society. I'm not sure that's the... Wow, I'm gonna have to... I genuinely am going to have to do some interviews with some normal people because I'm actually scared people might think this is the window into Polish society. Far-right lunatics. I love how I get so many comments criticizing me, by the way, on those videos. Who are like, you call everybody far right. You're crazy. This is just a nice elderly man who knows what he wants, and he's right. And I was like, what? And I'm like, what? Well, I know it's meant to be representative of the Polish far right, specifically not of Poland. Like, people are like, do you mean right as if their opinion is right? Jesus. As if right as if they are right? I'm like, cringe. Jesus, cringe. I died again. I'm not taking this weird black medicine box. So which interview did you like the most? For factual, true. Which one did you like the most? The one with the old man. The one with the... That one was like... That one was... I think the old man is my, I don't know, best one yet. Because it's totally out there, you know? I believe the agriculture should be managed by the church and the saints. He said it with a straight face. And then his wife, who said... If we tolerated the LGBT, everybody would be gay, and then humanity would be gone. What? I guess the entirety of humanity is just waiting to be turned gay. But cannot, because it's forbidden. Jesus. Oh boy. Let me call up my old compel St. Augustine to save Polish agriculture from the homosexuals, considering I'm reading his confessions this summer for fun. Do you just like nod along politely like an interviewer, or do you break? Okay, I must admit, when they started talking about the LGBT, I sort of cracked a smile. I started smiling. I nodded, but I smiled. They were talking about the LGBT. I was like, uh-huh. The funniest thing was that at the end of the interview, I asked, so what makes it abnormal for two men to kiss? And the guy could not give me an answer. Like, it was like, it's abnormal because it's abnormal and unacceptable to me. I was like, okay, cool. Coolio. I seem more happy. Maybe. Internalized homophobia. Oh crap. They're gonna die again. No, we're not gonna die. We're gonna survive for once. We should get more people in here. More people, more stuff. And then we're gonna win the reward. We're gonna save the game or something. Save number free. What do you think? I think I'm supposed to press this. Or something. I met with my friend, best friend, for the first time in a long time today. He told me about his kids, showed me photos. They walk already. His kids are walking already. Yes. And then I ate at his restaurant. Oh wow. He did it. He even said that he watched fragments of my videos. He said that my videos / streams seem to be My streams seem to be geared towards a more intelligent audience with my conversations. I was like, your streams are too smart for me. I was like, oh, I thought to myself, aren't you an accomplished lawyer or something? Which way was Lindak? Eastward. East. We'll see. East, probably. A friend of mine from Kyiv gave me advice once. I think I've already said it once in the stream. He said if you're ever stuck and can't think of a word, just use Polish and you'll be fine. And I said, but I'd rather use a Ukrainian word. I'd rather learn the Ukrainian words instead of relying on Polish. To Moscow, no thank you. Remember that Poland and Polish people are considered the root of all evil in Russia, so... We do share a lot of words. I've actually learned to write the alphabet, to read the alphabet in 2 days. The Ukrainian alphabet. I've learned basically in 2 days how to read it. And then I could read it. At least the printed one. I still have to practice a bit the handwritten one, which is slightly different. You know? Oh my god, this... whatever. What a game is that? It's Doom 2. It's Doom 2. No, it's not Duke Nukem. Although we might play Duke Nukem in the future on stream. This is older than Duke Nukem. It's Doom. Doom 2. Duke Nukem had a different music. It had... etc. Morrowind, sure, yeah, I can. Vosh, I remember that in the past Vosh said that Morrowind sucks. Vaush criticized Morrowind in the past. I remember that happening. I know the streamer lore. And then people debated him on it or something. Morrowind is great. Well, take it up with Vosh. He said, and I quote, "The battle is bad and clunky. The best thing to do is to play as a stealth archer, and magic is broken." Those were the words of Vosh about Morrowind. We are going to do news today, by the way. We are going to do politics, don't worry. I'm not just gonna be playing Doom and Gloom and Doom. We're going to actually do politic related things on this stream today, tonight. It's okay, we don't have to worry. You don't have to worry one bit. I got you covered. I've got you covered. I mean, he plays much open world immersive sim. That's like my favorite genre. Can you give me any titles from that genre? Immersive sim, whatever. He dislikes open world games. Wait, but he does not dislike New Vegas. He likes New Vegas. New Vegas. Nev Vegas. He likes the game called Nev Vegas. What is that? What is that? Cha-ching? New Vegas is the exception to the majority of in fairness. It's well put together and has a good story. It is. We have to continue playing New Vegas. I'm playing it for the first time on stream. Fallout 4 is my favorite Fallout game. Cruelty Squad is the latest cool immersive sim. I mean, I don't like AI generated artwork now. Also, wait. Emily, you like Fallout 4 more than New Vegas? We're gonna be playing Fallout 1 and 2 on stream, I suspect. I suspect that's gonna be a thing. I'm playing Doom because President Sunday has created a new aesthetic. Doom aesthetic, so I have to play this game to appeal to his audience. Appeal to his audience. Never tried New Vegas, but I did try Fallout 1 and 3 and did like... Oh. Interesting. New Vegas is... You'll probably like New Vegas. A lot of people like it more than 4. Invisible enemies. Fallout 4 has some gameplay aspects, especially settlement building, which I prefer to New Vegas, but story-wise it's not even close. The Far Harbor DLC is really good story-wise, but the rest is horrid. I mean, I like RPGs mostly for the story, so if the story is far better in New Vegas, then I'm afraid I'm just gonna like New Vegas much more. Because I play RPGs mostly for the setting and the atmosphere and the story. You know? They're all dead. No way you like RPGs for this story. Well, yeah. What do you mean? Why else would I like RPGs? If not for this story. What do you mean? Like most RPGs either have like super fluffy dialogue that keeps on going like in VN? What's VN? What is VN? Do you mean New Vegas? Or there are the other spectrum where it's like the Four Heroes of Light set visual novel. Oh. I mean, I do like that. Sorry to say. Morrowind has my favorite story of Tess. The lore. Apparently Morrowind has really rich lore that you can actually get just by playing the Morrowind game or something. Or at least that's what I've gotten from a debate that I've listened to. What do we do now? Oh. Okay. Oh my god. So many of those mother duckers. Mother quacker. I'm gonna be honest about President Sunday. I don't care much for him. One of the first videos he did on Antique was historically abusive and generalized way too much about ancient Greek society, especially regarding the degrees of pederasty and authoritarian governance. Granted, he later condemned said video. That, and during the Vosh folder drama, I notified him that Vosh addressed his critique that he was hiding behind his audience 4 times in his chat, and now he saw it once because he banned someone was making some accusations about myself, but he's just a grifter. Wait, who's just a grifter? Who's just a grifter? Him, he refused to go over said segment. Because of what? Because, oh, he was tired. Wait, Vosh did a segment on President Sunday? Wanna link it? I can get over it, if you wish. No, President Sunday. Wait, who refused to go over what segment? Maybe I'm just too tired, or maybe I'm slow. Can you tell me again who refused to go over what segment? I'm almost dead? The historical segment. Oh. Also, like, an older RPGs have almost Toho dialogue. That's right! Epic dialogue! Epic dialogue. Refused to go over the last segment of Vosh's video addressing the drama. Oh. So wait, did Vosh address President Sunday's critique? Even though I notified him at the beginning of the stream where it was. So I take it Vosh addressed President Sunday and President Sunday refused to address Vosh addressing him? I'm so nervous now. Not by name per se, but I did notify his critique. Can you link it? What would you like me to go over it as the top tier streamer? People should donate and I'll react. Ah! Hello, Cynthia Flowers. If Vosh goes after Sunday while refusing to even comment on his friend Wu, that would be interesting. Wait, is Vosh friends with Brianna Wu? Also, hello, Cynthia Flowers. Wait, have you been here before, Cynthia Flowers? I feel like you've been here before. Your name is the most familiar name ever to me. Oh, ammo. I mean, it's in the past now, but if you really want to his addressing a drama video at the very end of the video, it is for the fans section. He addresses said criticism that Vosh was hiding behind his audience that PS made. I've been here. Oh, so wait. Cynthia Flowers. What other streamers do you watch? I have to gather info, you know? I have to gather info so I can see what sort of things people like, you know? What sort of content do people like and what sort of streamers do people like? And what sort of things people watch besides me? It's like, you know, I always do this. I always ask people that. To better the experience. Boop, 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 boop. Basically just you, Demon Mama, and President Sunday. Okay. So what do you like about my streams? What appeals to you when it comes to my streams compared to President Sunday, Demon Mama, and... yeah. What do you like when it comes to my streams? And what do you dislike? That's also feels important to ask. Oof. Woo! Wait, Lucy, you played Final Fantasy IV, right? Yeah, of course. I finished it on stream. I like the chill vibes. I was confused for a moment since President Sunday is using the Doom overlay now. Yeah, that's why I'm playing Doom, to appeal to the audience. That's why that's a purposeful choice. Returning to Doom when President Sunday did the whole aesthetics shift. Okay? I'm smart. I'm a smart businesswoman. This is a smart business decision. I'm making smart business decisions. Oh my god. Clever girl. True. With that said, please join my White Forest page and show me and give me love by subscribing and donating. Also, you will get access to many fantastic emotes. My favorite character in FF4 was Cain, the dragoon, the one that betrayed everybody 50 times, and then for the 51st time. The chill vibes are nice. It is really interesting that I have chill vibes, considering that most of the time I talk about death, war, and genocide. It's really like an interesting, you know, like an interesting just juxtaposition that in a chill way, I talk about horrible death, genocide, and other things. But the vibes are chill. You can say that like the plot twist of Cecil becoming a paladin was that deep, right? But for some reason people think that is like the most revolutionary piece of writing in gaming history. I mean, it was for Final Fantasy. I don't know, it was nice. I really enjoyed that game. I really enjoy Final Fantasy IV. Also, I think Cecil's stats became much better when he became oh, that's a very bad weapon. I think his stats become much better when he becomes a paladin. I'm pretty sure. You know? Or so it feels. Uh-oh, nope. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Whoa. Whoop. Did I really do that? No, I'm not. I don't accept this. I don't accept this outcome. Hello, not here. We're doing a chill moment of the stream where we're playing Doom. And later we're gonna do politics. And later we might do a book reading. Are you away? Are you at school? Not here? Why are you not here? Is my question to you. Why are you not here? Why are you not in the side chat? Like all the cool kids. Oh, get out of here. We're loading the game. How many people are watching? Is this my most successful stream in a while? 8 people. I mean, not the most successful, but it's pretty okay. It's pretty cool. Armor 100. 100 armor. Lucy, you were well. No, it's much because my computer is... Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot. Oil. Well, wait. I actually never asked. Do you use the oil for cooling your PC? Do you cool your PC with oil? I heard people cooled their PCs with oil. Is that for cooling? Oh. Oh, wait. You run... Wait, you're an international relations major or minor? Wait, you're an IR student, right? I forgot. Oh my gosh, I have to brag to you now. I've been actually studying IR behind the scenes. I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna brag to you about it, okay? I've been going through a textbook of international relations bit by bit, slowly on my own. Right now I'm on neorealism, offensive realism, defensive realism. That's why with my community college via dual enrollment, it's not measured technically. My academic focus is humanities. So you might have noticed that in one of my latest titles, in one of my latest videos about Slovakia, in the thumbnail it says we have to bandwagon, okay? Because in offensive realism, the countries believe that if a big country exerts its power and threatens violence, the smaller countries will choose to abandon their ways and bandwagon and join that power, to simplify it. So basically, the Slovakian government has chosen to abandon its road to the EU and the West, and sort of chose to bandwagon with Russia. See, if I'm gonna be learning international relations, I might as well use what I'm learning, right? So I did. Sort of, kind of. See? Smart cookie. I'm a smart cookie. I'll try to be. This year I'm a media management major. See, I'm joking. It's out getting its fan changed. Oh. Like some people actually unironically use oil to cool the PC. And some people use water. There are different systems for cooling the PC. I've actually heard that oil is really good for cooling. So what do you think? 10 people! Oh my gosh. How many viewers can we get in here tonight? Like, cooling is more a thing for servers. Oil cooling. Oh, really? I didn't know that. I did not know that. But now I know it. So it's like I've learned a thing on today's stream. I feel like I've learned something tonight. Which is nice. We might be doing a book reading finally tonight. I shot myself again because the door... No, you're kidding. That's just stupid. No. I'm loading the game again. I feel like a data center makes sense if you just put intention server in a big oil pool. You're cooling. Okay. That makes sense. That makes sense to me. Makes sense to me. 2 people left because they could not handle me loading the game like a coward. Cowards. I still have to call into WIC. You can fully submerge a computer in a tank of mineral oil. Look up mineral oil PC. Want me to look it up on stream right now? Oh, also, why not join the White Forest page? Interestingly enough, and I'm actually happy about it, but interestingly enough, it seems like, oh no, it actually seems like the interviews are some of the stuff that get the most amount of views. It seems like the interviews actually get a lot of views, you know? Get a chatted ditch to see Wick is such an ass. I know. Oh, but trust me, I know. Trust me. I didn't even realize just how much criticism I have of Wick. But that's a whole other story. Hope you can keep up the interviews coming because they're really good. Yeah? I actually have a few that I've not translated yet. They're short, but I've actually still got a few that I should translate. And also I have the unhinged speeches of the the anti-EU meeting. You know, there's the, because you remember the politician interview? It wasn't just the interview that I got out of that whole thing. There's a series of unhinged speeches that the organizers did during that whole thing. And oh boy, I'm gonna translate them. I was going to try making one, but turns out that much mineral oil is expensive. Oh. I thought you were going to try to make a White Forest account. I was happy for a second, but then I figured you're talking about oil. It's always about oil. Are you from the US per chance? Because it's always about oil for people from the US. I'm joking. I'm kidding. Just kidding. Got one shot by this one big dude. Maybe I should go somewhere else first. I feel like I should go somewhere else first. Maybe I'll go somewhere else. Oh my god, I said somewhere else. I can get an account set up after work, thank you. I think I'll be still streaming. I think I'm gonna do a long one today. To sort of make ends meet, you know? Speaking of speeches, I found the proposition my great-great-great-grandfather made in the US Congress. It was a predecessor to the Federal Reverse and would have included work or oversight boards. Interesting. You want me to read the speech? On the stream? Wonder if anybody's gonna raid me tonight. Is President Sunday still streaming? Is he gonna raid me or what? Do I deserve to be raided by President Sunday? Is he gonna raid that kid not kin person? Who I'm not super fond of actually. Believe it or not, I've got my criticisms of kid not kin. Oh, this sucks. This sucks so much. Guess I have to go here. I can get you the archive, thank you. Cyber Demon. Someone should check if President Sunday is still streaming. I guess I had immortality. Interesting. I won due to immortality. I kind of work do you do, Cynthia Flowers? It's okay, we won due to immortality. Okay, but we've got 0 ammo now. A yellow skull key. You can restart this level with just a pistol, by the way. Just saying. Oh. See? Pistol. Oh, thank you. I'm gonna copy paste this whole text. Okay. Okay. Nobody's checking if oh, okay. Nobody's checking if I'm gonna be raided. Okay, I've gained immortality again. Once again, I won due to immortality. Oh, I have to go fast. Like Sonic the Hedgehog. 1 hour ago, without raiding me. Who did he raid? Who did he raid? Did you raid Kid Not Kin? Oh. I have to be even faster, I guess. So disappointed. Guess we're not getting any raid tonight. Don't I have any ammo to anything? I've got a pistol. That's excellent. He raided somebody I've never heard of. Who did he raid? Here we go. I don't need to take this. I don't need to take this from anybody. You can just finish the level. So what do I do now? Reservoir. How many subs does this reservoir have? Where do I go? Oh, I'll go here. How is this reservoir person better than me? They think they're better than me. They're looking down on me. Do they even play Doom? It's a channel name. Yeah, I know. So how many subs do they have? Compared to me. Really bigger than me. Ooh, 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 ooh. Oh. 776. Oh, well, fair enough. Helping smaller channels to grow is an admirable thing. Maybe we could get a conversation with them if they are nice. What do you think? What do they do? What stuff do they cover in their stream? We have a convo potentially on our hands. Ah damn, I must be going. My brother needs some help in the kitchen. Later, friends. Later, potato. Later, potato. Okay, I give up. Let's do something serious for a change. Let's do something serious. I quit. I'm a quitter. To be fair, we've done a lot of Doom tonight. How do you like my... Doom did not help me. Doom did not get me rated. Maybe I should quit this game forever now. out of spite, out of anger, I should rage quit this game forever. Oh. President Sunday did not raid me. Where's... Oh gosh. Oh. Have to do something. Studio. Treści. Oh wow, it's still... I'm uploading a 4-hour video, 4-hour reaction. Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! This is the best comment I've ever received! Oh my god! Oh my god! I'm gonna translate it. Oh my god! Oh my god, I'm gonna translate it. Oh. Oh. Okay, let's go. I'm gonna translate this comment. A perverted journalist does an interview with normal people and gives a sensational title to his foul anti-Polish work. Ooh. This is the best comment ever. I'm tempted to heart it. I'm tempted to give it a heart. Oh my god. Jesus. Oh. Perverted journalist does interviews normal people and gives sensational title to his foul anti-Polish work. Jesus Christ. This is the best comment I've ever received in the history of the whole channel. Listen, at least I've been given the title of journalist. Wow. Okay. I still can't get over the comment. A perverted journalist. Get it straight. A perverted journalist. Wait, what? A perverted journalist. What's the comment again? Sorry. A perverted journalist does an interview with normal people and gives a sensational title to his foul anti-Polish work. Foul anti-Polish work. I love this comment so much for some reason. But listen. At least I've been acknowledged as a journalist. You gotta admit, that's a really good comment. You gotta admit it. You have to admit. Or maybe I just have a really weird sense of humor. If it didn't have the misgendering, you should make it the title. Of what? Oh! I could change the title of... I actually could change the title of that interview. To that comment. I could do that actually. That is actually a really good title. You're right, that is actually a pretty good title for a video. I will consider it. I will consider changing the title of the video. Oh my gosh. I still can't get over it. Keep them coming. Keep the great comments coming. Should I heart the comments? Oh, okay. Never mind. So, we've just done Doom. I'm gonna... Oh, Somniostatic can actually start a poll on the page. Somniostatic knows how to do it. So I'm going to start a poll on YouTube and Somniostatic can start a poll. So, political segment or book reading that I've been promising you for days upon days. Political segment, second choice, book reading. And the book is like about the Israel-Palestine conflict. So you can actually finally learn about it. So we can actually educate ourselves on the Israel-Palestine conflict. I've promised this book reading for so long now that I actually have to do it. Where's the... Oh! I found it. It seems like everybody wants the book, which I'm happy about. I mean, not many people have voted, but still. There we go. I'm gonna have to show the book on screen somehow. How do I do this? Is it a window capture? I'm surprised. There are 9 people here and only 2 people have voted on YouTube. Add source. Window. There we go. This is what we're doing right now. wrong thing. I want to be visible still. Okay, that's better. That's a compromise. I am willing to sort of, adhere to. So, we're reading this book, The 100 Years' War on Palestine, A History of Settler Colonial Conquest and Resistance, 1917 2017. That's basically the book that I've been recommended. Jesus. I'm sorry, I still can't get over the whole comment thing. How do you write misgendering? With 2 S or 1? Misgendering with 1 S. I don't know why, but I thought it was like like you missed. But apparently not. Foul anti-Polish work. Foul anti-Polish work. It happens. It happens. I do foul anti-Polish work. Ugh. People are so creative. Okay. The 100 Years' War on Palestine, A History of Settler Colonial. Rashid Khalidi. Reading this. We're doing this. We're doing the reading, finally. I hope you appreciate and donate. Author of Palestinian Identity, which we'll also have to read in the future, but let's start with. Let's just start somewhere, okay? I never find the time to start reading Palestine-Israel books on my own because I keep reading Ukraine books on my own, you know? But now I have a system. We'll read this on stream and I'll read Ukraine books on my own. Oh, misuse. Okay, misappropriate. We have to educate ourselves. To educate myself so that I can actually open my mouth about this topic without embarrassing myself. As I always do. Without doing more foul work. Okay? Perhaps if I educate myself, I will at least refrain from doing foul Israel-Palestine work. Like, I'm already lost when it comes to Poland. I already do foul anti-Polish work. I'll do my best not to do foul work here. Begin reading. Table of contents. About the author. Copyright page. The author and publisher have provided this. Yeah, okay. I dedicate this book to my grandchildren, Tariq, Idris, and Noor, all born in the 21st century, who will hopefully see the end of this 100 Years' War. What was the stream axed? Because of the book? You're kidding me. Or did my internet die? No, it seems we're fine. I'm still here. Okay. So I dedicate this book to my grandchildren. We've already read this. We are a nation threatened by disappearance. Isa and Yusuf al-Isa, Philistine. May 7th, 1914. Introduction. For a few years during the early 1990s, I lived in Jerusalem for several months at a time, doing research in the private libraries of some of the city's oldest families, including my own. With my wife and children, I stayed in an apartment belonging to Khalidi family, Vakf, or religious endowment, in the heart of the cramped, noisy old city. From the roof of this building, there was a view of two of the greatest masterpieces of early Islamic architecture. The shining golden dome of the rock was just over 300 feet away on the Haram al-Sharif. Beyond it lay the smaller silver-gray cupola of the Al-Aqsa Mosque, with the Mount of Olives in the background. In other directions, one could see the old city's churches and synagogues. Just down Bab al-Silsia Street was the main building of Khalidi Library, which was founded in 1899 by my grandfather, Haji Ragib al-Khalidi, with a bequest from his mother, Khadija al-Khalidi. I should learn the pronunciations correctly. Not sure. Hai Ragib or Haj Rajib? Haj or Hai? How do you read the yacht in this language? Kadia al-Khalidi. The library houses more than 1,200 manuscripts, mainly in Arabic, some in Persian and Ottoman Turkish. The oldest dating back to the early 11th century, including some 2,000 19th century Arabic books and um, miscellaneous family papers. The collection is one of the most extensive in all of Palestine that is still in the hands of its original owners. At the time of my stay, the main library structure, which dates from around the 13th century, was undergoing restoration. So the contents were being stored temporarily in large cardboard boxes in a Meiluk era building connected to our apartment by a narrow stairway. I spent over a year among those boxes, going through a dusty, worm-eaten books. I hate it when worms get into books. I try to avoid it like the plague. My first commentary during the reading. I get very stressed when books get eaten by worms. Documents and letters belonging to generations of Khalidis, among them my great uncle Yusuf Dia al-Din Pasha al-Khalidi. Through his papers, I discovered a worldly man with a broad education acquired in Jerusalem, Malta, Istanbul, and Vienna, a man who was deeply interested in comparative religion, especially in Judaism, and who owned a number of books in European languages on this and other subjects. Yeah, worms eat books. Yeah, bookworms. And then worms eat books and then they become moths. You know? That's a thing. The same moths also eat clothing, by the way. Moths, like the worms, sort of do those little holes in your books. It happened to me. So I have to spray to kill them. Especially older books. The worms especially get into older books. You know? And there you have those holes in books then. And I get really stressed when that happens. Okay, let's continue. Yusuf Dia was heir to a long line of Jerusalemite Islamic scholars and legal functionaries. His father, Al-Said Muhammad Ali al-Khalidi, had served for some 50 years as deputy Qadi and chief of the Jerusalem Sharia Court Secretariat. But at a young age, Yusuf Dia sought a different path for himself. After absorbing the fundamentals of traditional Islamic education, he left Palestine at the age of 18 without his father's approval, we are told, to spend 2 years at the British Church Mission Society School in Malta. From there, he went to study at the Imperial Medical School in Istanbul, after which he attended the city's Robert College, recently founded by American Protestant missionaries. For 5 years during the 1860s, Yusuf Dia attended some of the first institutions in the region that provided a modern Western-style education, learning English, French, German, and much else. It was an unusual trajectory for a young man from a family of Muslim religious scholars in the mid-19th century. Having obtained his broad training, Yusuf Dia filled various roles as an Ottoman government official, translator in the foreign ministry, consul in the Russian port of Poti on the Black Sea, governor of districts in Kurdistan, Lebanon, Palestine, and Syria, and mayor of Jerusalem for nearly a decade, with stints teaching at the Royal Imperial University in Vienna. He was also elected as the deputy from Jerusalem to the short-lived Ottoman parliament established in 1876 under the empire's new constitution, earning Sultan Abd al-Hamid's enmity because he supported parliamentary prerogatives over executive power. This was, by the way, just as an aside, also roughly the time periods when really bad pogroms against the Armenians were happening, just so you know. These times of Abd al-Hamid were not really good for the Armenian people. I remember because I read about it pretty recently. About the trajectory. This was basically the decline of the Ottoman Empire, because then the Ottoman Empire started losing even more territory, and then the conclusion was that the parliamentary system is actually a failure because it leads to it's weak, and etc. etc. It was like it's a long story. It's a long story. It would take a long to get sort of, and it's not part of our discussion about Palestine, Israel, but we might talk about it one day. Yusuf Dia al-Din Pasha al-Khalidi. What a nice photo. In line with family tradition and his Islamic and Western education, al-Khalidi became an accomplished scholar as well. The Khalidi library contains many books of his in French, German, and English, as well as correspondence with learned figures in Europe and the Middle East. Additionally, old Austrian, French, and British newspapers in the library show that Yusuf Dia regularly read the overseas press. There is no evidence that he received these materials via the Austrian post office in Istanbul, which was not subject to the draconian Ottoman laws of censorship. As a result of his wide reading, as well as his time in Vienna and other European countries, and from his encounters with Christian missionaries, Yusuf Dia was fully conscious of the pervasiveness of Western anti-Semitism. He had also gained impressive knowledge of the intellectual origins of Zionism, specifically its nature as a response to Christian Europe's virulent anti-Semitism. He was undoubtedly familiar with the Judenstaat by Viennese journalist Theodor Herzl, published in 1896, and was aware of the first two Zionist Congress in Basel, Switzerland in 1897 and 1898. Indeed, it seems clear that Yusuf Dia knew of Herzl from his own time in Vienna. He knew of the debates and the views of the different Zionist leaders and tendencies, including Herzl's explicit call for a state for the Jews with the sovereign right to control immigration. Moreover, as mayor of Jerusalem, he had witnessed the friction with the local population prompted by the first years of proto-Zionist activity, starting with the arrival of the earliest European Jewish settlers in the late 1870s and early 1880s. Herzl, the acknowledged leader of the growing movement he had founded, had paid his sole visit to Palestine in 1898 timing it to coincide with that of the German Kaiser Wilhelm II, he had already begun to give thought to some of the issues involved in the colonization of Palestine, writing in his diary in 1895. Herzl visited Palestine only once. He didn't really like it and never did it again. We must expropriate gently the private property on the estates assigned to us. We shall try to spirit the penniless population across the border by procuring employment for it in the transit countries, while denying it employment in our own country. The property owners will come over to our side. Both the process of expropriation and the removal of the poor must be carried out discreetly and circumspectly. Yusuf Dia would have been more aware than most of his compatriots in Palestine of the ambitions of the nascent Zionist movement, as well as its strength, resources, and appeal. He knew perfectly well that there was no way to reconcile Zionism's claims on Palestine and its explicit aim of Jewish statehood and sovereignty there with the rights and well-being of the country's indigenous inhabitants. It is for these reasons, presumably, that on March 1st, 1899, Yusuf Dia sent a prescient 7-page letter to the French chief rabbi, Zadok Khan, with the intention that it be passed on to the founder of modern Zionism. The letter began with an expression of Yusuf Dia's admiration for Herzl, whom he esteemed as a writer of talent, and as a true Jewish patriot, and of his respect for Judaism and for Jews, who he said were our cousins, referring to the patriarch Abraham, revered as their common forefather by both Jews and Muslims. He understood the motivations for Zionism, just as he deplored the persecution to which Jews were subject in Europe. In light of this, he wrote, Zionism in principle was natural, beautiful, and just, and who could contest the rights of the Jews in Palestine? My God, historically it is your country. This sentence is sometimes cited in isolation from the rest of the letter to represent Yusuf Dia's enthusiastic acceptance of the entire Zionist program in Palestine. However, the former mayor and deputy of Jerusalem went on to warn of the dangers he foresaw as a consequence of the implementation of the Zionist project for a sovereign Jewish state in Palestine. The Zionist idea would sow dissension among Christians, Muslims, and Jews there. It would imperil the status and security that Jews had always enjoyed throughout the Ottoman domains. Through the millet system. Are you familiar with the millet system of the Ottoman Empire? I'm just gonna throw out a question. So the millet system was basically, to simplify it really, because we don't have to stop for this for super long. It was this idea that each religion in the Ottoman Empire had its little community. That community was called a millet, and each of that religious community was sort of self-governing, had its own internal structure, internal rules, etc. And the thing that those millets did would be to send taxes to the Sultanate. That's like the very simplified version of it. Which meant that, at least in theory, the Ottoman Empire was a pretty religiously diverse and accepting country because it was divided into those millets that were religious communities. There was a Jewish millet, there was an Armenian millet, etc. There was a Christian millet, you know. And the Armenian millet was called the loyal millet until it was deemed the treacherous millet, which led to the pogroms, and you know. But that's a whole different story. That's actually the story of the lead up to the Armenian genocide. So that's not what we're here to discuss today. Very interesting history, by the way. Okay. So that's probably what it refers to. It would imperil the status and security that Jews had always enjoyed throughout the Ottoman domains, through its millet. Sort of, but not exactly. They were still within the Ottoman Empire, you know? So they were not exactly fiefdoms. It was a bit different, you know? It was a bit different. Coming to his main purpose, Yusuf Dia said soberly that whatever the merits of Zionism, the brutal force of circumstances had to be taken into account. The most important of them were that Palestine is an integral part of the Ottoman Empire, and more gravely, it is inhabited by others. Palestine already had an indigenous population that would never accept being superseded. Yusuf Dia spoke with full knowledge of the facts, asserting that it was pure folly for Zionism to plan to take over Palestine. Nothing could be more just and equitable than for the unhappy Jewish nation to find a refuge elsewhere, but he concluded with a heartfelt plea, in the name of God, let Palestine be left alone. Herzl's reply to Yusuf Dia came quickly. On March 19th, his letter was probably the first response by a founder of the Zionist movement to a cogent Palestinian objection to its embryonic plans for Palestine. In it, Herzl established what was to become a pattern of dismissing as insignificant the interests and sometimes the very existence of the indigenous population. The Zionist leader simply ignored the letter's basic thesis that Palestine was already inhabited by a population that would not agree to be supplanted. Although Herzl had visited the country once, he, like most early European Zionists, had not much knowledge of or contact with its native inhabitants. He also failed to address al-Khalidi's well-founded concerns about the danger the Zionist program would pose to the large, well-established Jewish communities all over the Middle East. Glossing over the fact that Zionism was ultimately meant to lead to Jewish domination of Palestine, Herzl employed a justification that has been a touchstone for colonialists at all times and in all places, and that would become a staple argument of the Zionist movement. Jewish immigration would benefit the indigenous people of Palestine. It is their well-being, their individual wealth, which we will increase by bringing in our own. Echoing the language he had used in Der Judenstaat, Herzl added, in allowing immigration to a number of Jews, bringing their intelligence, their financial acumen, and their means of enterprise to the country, no one can doubt that the well-being of the entire country would be the happy result. Yusuf Dia to Theodor Herzl, Palestine is inhabited by others who will not easily accept their own displacement. What an interesting line. Like it's the original of the letter. Most revealingly, the letter addresses a consideration that Yusuf Dia had not even raised. You see another difficulty, Excellency, in the existence of the non-Jewish population in Palestine. But who would think of sending them away? With his assurance in response to Al-Khalidi's unasked question. Herzl alludes to the desire recorded in his diary to spirit the country's poor population discreetly across the borders. It is clear from this chilling quotation that Herzl grasped the importance of disappearing the native population of Palestine in order for Zionism to succeed. Moreover, the 1901 charter that he co-drafted for the Jewish Ottoman Land Company includes the same principle of the removal of inhabitants of Palestine to other provinces and territories of the Ottoman Empire. Although Herzl stressed in his writings that his project was based on the highest tolerance, with full rights for all, what was meant was no more than toleration of any minorities that might remain after the rest had been moved elsewhere. Herzl underestimated his correspondent. From Al-Khalidi's letter, it is clear that he understood perfectly well that at issue was not the immigration of a limited number of Jews to Palestine, but rather the transformation of the entire land into a Jewish state. Given Herzl's reply to him, Yusuf Dia could only have come to one of two conclusions. Either the Zionist leader meant to deceive him by concealing the true aims of the Zionist movement, or Herzl simply did not see Yusuf Dia and the Arabs of Palestine as worthy of being taken seriously. Instead, with the smug self-assurance so common to 19th century Europeans, Herzl offered the preposterous inducement that the colonization and ultimately the usurpation of their land by strangers would benefit the people of that country. Herzl's thinking and his reply to Yusuf Dia appear to have been based on the assumption that the Arabs could ultimately be bribed or fooled into ignoring what the Zionist movement actually intended for Palestine. This condescending attitude towards the intelligence, not to speak of the rights of the Arab population of Palestine, was to be serially repeated by Zionist British, European, and American leaders in the decades that followed, down to the present day. As for the Jewish state, that was ultimately created by the movement Herzl founded, as Yusuf Dia foresaw, there was to be room for only one people, the Jewish people. Others would indeed be spirited away, or at best be tolerated. Yusuf Dia's letter and Herzl's response to it are well known to historians of the period, but most of them do not seem to have reflected carefully on what was perhaps the first meaningful exchange between a leading Palestinian figure and a founder of the Zionist movement. They have not reckoned fully with Herzl's rationalizations, which laid out quite plainly the essentially colonial nature of the century-long conflict in Palestine. Nor have they acknowledged Al-Khalidi's arguments, which have been borne out in full since 1899. Starting after World War I, the dismantling of indigenous Palestinian society was set in motion by the large-scale immigration of European Jewish settlers, supported by the newly established British Mandate authorities, who helped them build the autonomous structure of a Zionist parastate. Additionally, a separate Jewish-controlled sector of the economy was created through the exclusion of Arab labor from Jewish-owned firms under the slogan of avoda ivrit, Hebrew labor, and the injection of truly massive amounts of capital from abroad. By the middle of the 1930s, although Jews were still a minority of the population, this largely autonomous sector was bigger than the Arab-owned part of the economy. The indigenous population was further diminished by the crushing repression of the great 1936 and 1939 Arab revolt against British rule, during which 10% of the adult male population was killed, wounded, imprisoned, or exiled, as the British employed 100,000 troops and air power to master Palestinian resistance. Meanwhile, a massive wave of Jewish immigration as a result of persecution by the Nazi regime in Germany raised the Jewish population in Palestine from just 18% of the total in 1932 to over 31% in 1939. This provided the demographic critical mass and military manpower that were necessary for the ethnic cleansing of Palestine in 1948. The expulsion then of over half the Arab population of the country, first by Zionist militias and then by the Israeli army, completed the military and political triumph of Zionism. Such radical social engineering at the expense of the indigenous population is the way of all colonial settler movements. In Palestine, it was a necessary precondition for transforming most of an overwhelmingly Arab country into a predominantly Jewish state. As this book will argue, the modern history of Palestine can be best understood in these terms: as a colonial war waged against the indigenous population by a variety of parties to force them to relinquish their homeland to another people against their will. Although this war shares many of the typical characteristics of other colonial campaigns, it also possesses very specific characteristics, as it was fought by and on behalf of the Zionist movement, which itself was and is a very particular colonial project. Further, complicating this understanding is the fact that this colonial conflict, conducted with massive support from external powers, became over time a national confrontation between two new national entities, two peoples. Underlying this feature and amplifying it was the profound resonance for Jews and also for many Christians of their biblical connection to the historic land of Israel, expertly woven into modern political Zionism. This resonance has become integral to it. A late 19th century colonial national movement thus adorned itself with a biblical code that was powerfully attractive to Bible-reading Protestants in Great Britain and the United States, blinding them to the modernity of Zionism and to its colonial nature. For how could Jews be colonizing the land where their religion began? Given this blindness, the conflict is portrayed as at best a straightforward if tragic national clash between two peoples with rights in the same land. At worst, it is described as the result of the fanatical, inveterate hatred of Arabs and Muslims for the Jewish people, as they assert their inalienable right to their eternal God-given homeland. In fact, there is no reason that what happened in Palestine for over a century cannot be understood as both a colonial and national conflict. But our concern here is its colonial nature, as this aspect has been underappreciated, as it is essential even though those qualities typical of other colonial campaigns are everywhere in evidence in the modern history of Palestine. characteristically European colonizers seeking to supplant or dominate indigenous peoples, whether in the Americas, Africa, Asia, or Australasia, or in Ireland, have always described them in pejorative terms. They also always claim that they will leave the native population better off as a result of their rule. The civilizing and progressive nature of their colonial projects serve to justify whatever enormities are perpetrated against the indigenous people to fulfill their objectives. One need only refer to the rhetoric of French administrators in North Africa or of British viceroys in India. Of the British Raj, Lord Curzon said, "To feel that somewhere among these millions you have left a little justice or happiness or prosperity, a sense of manliness or moral dignity, a spring of patriotism, a dawn of intellectual enlightenment, or a stirring of duty where it did not before exist. That is enough. That is the Englishman's justification in India." The words "where it did not before exist" bear repeating. For Curzon and others of his colonial class, the natives did not know what was best for them and could not achieve these things on their own. "You cannot do without us," Curzon said in another speech. For over a century, the Palestinians have been depicted in precisely the same language by their colonizers as have been other indigenous peoples. The condescending rhetoric of Theodor Herzl and other Zionist leaders was no different from that of their European peers. The Jewish state, Herzl wrote, would form a part of a wall of defense for Europe in Asia, an outpost of civilization against barbarism, which, by the way, has been language that has been invoked during the current conflict, that it is a war of civilization versus barbarism. This actually has been a language employed in the current conflict. This was similar to the language used in the conquest of North American frontier, which ended in the 19th century with the eradication or subjugation of the continent's entire native population. As in North America, the colonization of Palestine, like that of South Africa, Australia, Algeria, and parts of East Africa, was meant to yield a white European settler colony. The same tone toward the Palestinians that characterizes both Curzon's rhetoric and Herzl's letter is replicated in much discourse on Palestine in the United States, Europe, and Israel even today. In line with this colonial rationale, there is a vast body of literature dedicated to proving that before the advent of European Zionist colonization, Palestine was barren, empty, and backward. Historical Palestine has been the subject of innumerable disparaging tropes in Western popular culture, as well as academically worthless writing that purports to be scientific and scholarly, but that is riddled with historical errors, misrepresentations, and sometimes outright bigotry. At most, this literature asserts the country was inhabited by a small population of rootless and nomadic Bedouin who had no fixed identity and no attachment to the land. They were passing through essentially as transients. The corollary of this contention is that it was only the labor and drive of the new Jewish immigrants that turned the country into the blooming garden it supposedly is today. and that only they had an identification with and love for the land, as well as God-given right to it. This attitude is summed up in the slogan, "A land without a people, for a people without a land." Oh, thank you. Thank you, Tajriu, for the $10. Hope you're doing well, Lucy. Well, we're reading a book. We're doing a book reading, which I've promised for a long, long time that I'd be doing. You know? So thank you. Thank you. And welcome to the stream. Welcome to this book reading. We're going to read some of this book, and then I'm going to do a few political segments. And then maybe we'll play some New Vegas. We'll see. The night is still young. We've only streamed for like 2 hours. So how are you liking the book so far? I've not pre-read it. I'm reading it for the first time. What do you think? Have any of you read this book? Are any of you familiar with this book already, or is this all new to you? Does my Polish pronunciation hamper your ability to understand what is being read? Is it okay? Is my reading okay? Are you enjoying the reading of the book? Give me some feedback. Show that you're like a active audience. I've not read this, but it's good. Haven't read it, but it's really interesting so far. So I take it my accent / pronunciation does not hamper the listening to the book. And it's okay. We're doing okay. I take it we're doing okay. Nice reading voice. Okay, nice. Thank you. There was the new Jewish parent in the blooming garden. Oh, I might as well drink more water for the throat. For reading, I should be drinking more water. So this attitude is summed up in the slogan, "A land without a people, for a people without a land," used by Christian supporters of a Jewish Palestine, as well as by early Zionists like Israel Zangwill. Your English is spot on. Enjoying it. I partially listened to the audiobook, but never finished it. Well, we're gonna finish this book. It might take us a while, but we're gonna finish this book. And then I'll finally be at least somewhat educated on the subject. Of course, after we read this book, naturally, we're gonna read another one. And we're just gonna go through a whole series of books. This is gonna be a mainstay. Just gonna go through a whole series of books on Israel Palestine, and then we will be equipped to speak of the history of the conflict, which I feel like I'm missing, which leaves me unequipped to even discuss the subject. Also, thank you. Also, consider joining the page after work and subscribing. Okay. Palestine was terra nullius to those who came to settle it, with those living there nameless and amorphous. Thus, Herzl's letter to Yusuf Dia referred to Palestinian Arabs, then roughly 95% of the country's inhabitants, as its non-Jewish population. Essentially, the point being made is that the Palestinians did not exist or were of no account, or did not deserve to inhabit the country they so sadly neglected. If they did not exist, then even well-founded Palestinian objections to the Zionist movement's plans could simply be ignored. Just as Herzl dismissed Yusuf Dia al-Khalidi's letter, most later schemes for the disposition of Palestine were similarly cavalier. The 1917 Balfour Declaration, issued by a British cabinet and committing Britain to the creation of a national Jewish homeland, never mentioned the Palestinians, the great majority of the country's population, at the time, even as it set the course for Palestine for the subsequent century. The idea that the Palestinians simply do not exist, or even worse, are the malicious invention of those who wish Israel ill, is supported by such fraudulent books as Johann Peters' From Time Immemorial, now universally considered by scholars to be completely without merit. On publication in 1984, however, it received a rapturous reception, and it is still in print and selling discouragingly well. Such literature, both pseudo-scholarly and popular, is largely based on European travelers' accounts, on those of new Zionist immigrants, or on British mandatory sources. It is often produced by people who know nothing about the indigenous society and its history, and have disdain for it, or who, worse yet, have an agenda that depends on its invisibility or disappearance, rarely utilizing sources produced from within Palestinian society. These representations essentially repeat the perspective, the ignorance, and the biases tinged by European arrogance of outsiders. Yeah. It's very interesting. Especially since I am aware of the history of the beginning of Zionism from the Zionist perspective and the Polish Jewish perspective when it comes to the roots of Zionism are very unique because, as you might have heard me say several times on the stream, Polish Jewish people were actually extremely opposed to Zionism, to the disappointment of Theodor Herzl himself. Which is worth mentioning because the Polish Jewish community was one of the biggest Jewish communities in the world. So that is a point worth remembering. That a lot of Jewish people in Poland simply did not wish to take part in the Zionist project. Okay. The message is also amply represented in popular culture in Israel and the United States, as well as in political and public life. There's this quote in the history of Israel that I've been reading, a Polish book, and it's actually written by a fairly pro-Israeli writer. He wrote that close co-worker slash sort of compatriot of Herzl went to the Congress Kingdom of Poland, which was a puppet kingdom in the Russian Empire, and that he was baffled that the Polish Jewish people are simply strange, that poor Polish Jewish people would pray 3 times a day for the Zion, okay, but when they were sort of faced with the proposition of moving to Palestine slash future Israel, they opposed it greatly, and that the richer enlightened Jewish people said that to any enlightened Jewish person, the idea of Zionism would be disgusting. You know? So that was basically the breakdown of the how the Jewish community viewed Zionism. The poorer members of the community simply refused to move, even though they prayed 3 times a day, for religious reasons probably. And the more enlightened Jewish people said that the idea was disgusting. I have to find the quote someday. I have to find the book. The message is also amply represented in popular culture in Israel and United States, as well as in political and public life. It has been amplified via mass-market books, such as Leon Uri's novel Exodus, and the Academy Award-winning movie that it spawned, works that have had a vast impact on an entire generation, and that served to confirm and deepen pre-existing prejudices. I mean, we have to remember that in a lot of ways, the Holocaust was the thing that enabled Zionism to become as successful as a project that it has. Because let us remember that the majority of the Polish Jewish community, for example, was simply destroyed, eradicated, erased from the face of the earth. That there was a thriving, almost like a society within a society in Poland. 3.5 million people. Among them were peoples of all walks of life, politicians, artists, movie makers, writers, you name it, you know. And they had like booming press. Many different newspapers came out. There were coffee shops. There were, of course, the language used was Yiddish. And all of that was simply erased. And there's a gaping hole in Poland where that big community used to be, which is that gaping hole is felt to this day. Political figures have explicitly denied the existence of Palestinians. For example, former Speaker of the House, Newt Gingrich. I think that we've had uninvented Palestinian people who are in fact Arabs. That sort of language reminds me of something. But it's also interesting that in Poland, you had the Bund movement, which was eradicated in the Soviet Union. It was a movement of Jewish socialists. And I've read a book by Isaac Bashevis Singer, who wrote a lot of sort of novels that took place in that time period between and right after World War I. And there's a quotation from the Bund members who say, why would we want to move to Palestine if we can make the workers' situation better here? We should be working to make the life of the workers better here. And besides, there are already people living there. You know? So the Bundists understood. While returning from a trip to Palestine in March 2015, the governor of Arkansas, Mike Huckabee, said there is really no such thing as the Palestinians. To some degree, every U.S. administration since Harry Truman's has been staffed by people making policy on Palestine whose views indicate that they believe Palestinians, whether or not they exist, are lesser beings than Israelis. Significantly, many early apostles of Zionism had been proud to embrace the colonial nature of their project. The eminent revisionist Zionist leader Zev Jablonitsky, godfather of the political trend that has dominated Israel since 1977, upheld by prime ministers Menachem Begin, Yitzhak Shamir, Ariel Sharon, Ehud Olmert, and Benjamin Netanyahu, was especially clear about this. Jablonitsky wrote in 1923, "Every native population in the world resists colonists as long as it has the slightest hope of being able to rid itself of the danger of being colonized. That is what the Arabs in Palestine are doing, and what they will persist in doing as long as there remains a solitary spark of hope that they will be able to prevent the transformation of Palestine into the land of Israel." Such honesty was rare among other leading Zionists, who, like Herzl, protested the innocent purity of their aims and deceived their Western listeners, and perhaps themselves, with fairy tales about their benign intentions toward the Arab inhabitants of Palestine. Jablonitsky and his followers were among the few who were frank enough to admit publicly and bluntly the harsh realities inevitably attendant on the implantation of a colonial settler society within an existing population. Specifically, he acknowledged that the constant threat of the use of massive force against the Arab majority would be necessary to implement the Zionist program. What he called an iron wall of bayonets was an imperative for its success. As Jablonitsky put it, Zionist colonization can proceed and develop only under the protection of a power that is independent of the native population, behind an iron wall, or iron dome, if you will, which the native population cannot breach. This was still the high age of colonialism, when such things being done to native societies by Westerners were normalized and described as progress. The social and economic institutions founded by the early Zionists, which were central to the success of the Zionist project, were also unquestioningly understood by all and described as colonial. The most important of these institutions was the Jewish Colonization Association, in 1924 renamed the Palestine Jewish Colonization Association. This body was originally established by the German Jewish philanthropist Baron Maurice de Hirsch, and later combined with a similar organization founded by the British peer and financier Lord Edmund de Rothschild. The GCA provided the massive financial support that made possible extensive land purchases and the subsidies that enabled most of the early Zionist colonies in Palestine to survive and thrive before and during the Mandate period. Unremarkably, Once colonialism took on a bad odor in the post-World War II era of decolonization, the colonial origins and practice of Zionism and Israel were whitewashed and conveniently forgotten in Israel and the West. In fact, Zionism, for 2 decades, the coddled stepchild of British colonialism, rebranded itself as an anti-colonial movement. The occasion for this drastic makeover was a campaign of sabotage and terrorism launched against Great Britain after it drastically limited its support of Jewish immigration with the 1939 White Paper on the eve of World War II. This falling out between erstwhile allies to help them fight the Palestinians in the late 1930s, Britain had armed and trained the Jewish settlers and allowed to enter the country, encouraged the outlandish idea that the Zionist movement was itself anti-colonial. There was no escaping the fact that Zionism initially had clung tightly to the British Empire for support and had only successfully implemented itself in Palestine thanks to the unceasing efforts of British imperialism. How many pages have we read? I don't have a page count. I have no clue. So do we continue reading or? Whew. I don't have a page count. I don't like not to have a page count. Oh, 20, I think. I think we're on page 20. Yeah, we're on page 20. We've read 20 pages. Is that a lot or no? Oh, Bluestone. You're white. You're white. Why are you white? Stop being white. Please. Please, please stop being white. For me. That's right, you're white. Don't be white. Okay, we're gonna do the news now. We're gonna continue this tomorrow, maybe. We'll see. We're gonna continue this on next stream. I promise you. I promise you. I promise you. Promise you. It's a promise that I'm making. Okay. Okay. Ouch. I think we've read a lot. Now I want to talk to you about interesting happenings. I'm not sure if I'm going to be talking super a lot about it, but you know, it's worth talking about at least a bit. I'm going to pull up an article. We're going to be supplementing our reading, our discussion with. Foul anti-Polish work. People have such nice imaginations with these comments. There we go. Perfect. Thanks for reading. Thanks for listening. Thanks for being here. Tell all of your friends. Tell all of your friends that I'm reading the book. Get them here. Get them here for next stream, okay? Get them here. Get them to listen. Get them to listen me read this book together with you. Like a family reading. Like your mom that used to read you fairy tales to bed. That I'm the Lucy Hazeh reading you a bit less of a fairy tale-ish, more like a sad history thing. You know? That's basically, yeah. So, as we know, a new northern front has been opened. Kharkiv is under attack. Kharkiv has been bashed pretty hard with bombing. President Zelensky has visited Kharkiv and has received a phone call from Donald Tusk. And they've talked for a long time, and they have talked about very interesting things, which might lead to very interesting results. Because as close neighbors, as close allies, Poland and Ukraine will be probably signing some sort of mutual defense agreement, such as the ones that Ukraine has been signing with many different countries. And this, interestingly enough, Donald Tusk has been discussing the defense of Kharkiv, namely anti-air defense of Kharkiv, and many other things. And they started already during the phone conversation sort of laying out a robust, ambitious even, that was the term used, an ambitious defense mutual treaty between Ukraine and Poland. You know? And we're going to read about it in the article. I think this is a very interesting development. If anything substantial comes out of it. And I think it's fair to say that Poland has been giving pretty substantial aid since the beginning of the full-scale invasion. So I'm hoping that something actually concrete and useful for Ukraine comes out of this, because I've been getting increasingly frustrated with empty words, empty declarations, and no strong support coming with the words, you know? Words are cheap. Actions speak everything. This is a thing that we should be repeating time and time and time again. You know? The war will not be won with words. The war will be won with actions. By the West. By the Western allies. Let's see. Ukraine and Poland immediately start preparing security agreement. Immediately. Without any delay. Pravda.com. Pravda, just so you know, an identical word in Polish means the truth. Pravda. So we're being given the truth. Pravda.com. Volodymyr Zelensky And Donald Tusk photo, Getty Images. Tusk, Zelensky. President Volodymyr Zelensky and Polish Prime Minister Donald Tusk agreed in a telephone conversation on the 16th of May to immediately begin preparing a bilateral security agreement. Details. Zelensky and Tusk discussed the situation in Kharkiv Oblast, where Russian forces have launched a new offensive, and Ukraine's need for air defense to protect Kharkiv and other oblasts. And this coincides sort of with this floated idea that NATO countries should be defending Ukrainian airspace, that Poland could be launching anti-air missiles to sort of shoot down drones and missiles from the air above Ukraine. The president also noted that the two discussed the threat posed by Russia to gas infrastructure in the west of Ukraine and ways to counter it. We also directed our teams to begin working on the bilateral security agreement text right away. Such an agreement between historical partners must be as ambitious as possible, Zelensky concluded, which is why I'll be waiting to see just how ambitious this bilateral agreement ends up being and what concrete steps, what actual things will come of it when it comes to the front line, because that's basically the only thing that concerns us, right? How will it affect the real situation on the front line? Earlier this week, Ukrainian ambassador to Warsaw, Vasyl Zvarek, stated that interagency coordination of the security agreement text was underway in Poland, and that the draft should be handed over to the Ukrainian side in the coming days. Oh, I will want to read the draft. Is it? Okay, we're gonna read it in a moment. We're actually going to read this. Background. So far, Ukraine has signed bilateral security agreements with 9 countries, Latvia being the most recent. Another is expected to be signed with Norway. In early May, President Volodymyr Zelensky announced the preparation of security agreements with 7 countries, including the United States. Ukrainian ambassador shares details on preparations of Ukraine-Poland security agreement. Ukraine and Poland are currently working on a draft of a bilateral security agreement. Ukraine's ambassador to Poland, Vasyl Zvarek, noted in an interview with Radio Liberty that Andriy Sybiha, I guess Zavarech, I think. I don't like the English. Noted in an interview with Radio Liberty that Andriy Sybiha, Ukraine's first deputy foreign minister, had recently visited Warsaw and paid a lot of attention to the security agreement. We do not see any delays. We see a very serious throughout approach on the part of Poland to the contents of this agreement, which is a good thing. And I'm more than sure that we will soon have one more signatory country to such agreements, Zvarek said. The ambassador pointed out that interministerial approval of the text of the agreement is currently underway in Poland, and the draft should be handed over to Ukraine in the coming days. After that, direct negotiations on the contents of the document will commence, the diplomats added. I would like to know the contents of the document. Well, sooner or later, we should be able to see some of that, right? This is a standard process. This is a standard process in diplomatic work. We have to agree on the text. We have offered Poland some of our points, our expectations, and what we think should be reflected there, Svarets said. Ukraine has signed bilateral security agreements with 9 countries so far, the latest being Latvia. An agreement with Norway is also expected to be signed. In early May, Zelensky announced the preparation of security agreements with 7 countries, including the United States. Spanish newspaper El País reported that a security agreement between Ukraine and Spain is expected to be signed this week. So basically, what I'm hoping to see is some sort of guarantees from Poland. I'm hoping to see Poland sort of I hope it will lead to something that will lead to positive change on what happened, Somniostatic? There's nothing on Discord. There's nothing on Discord from you. How do I check this? There's nothing on Discord from you. Demon Mama Discord. How do I block your old account? How do you block an account? Also, how did you get block? Okay, I'm blocking you. Block Somniostatic. You cannot send messages to user you have blocked. I never expected the day that I would be blocking Somniostatic, but here we are. How did you get I guess I'm sending you a friend request now. Wait, what was the blocked message? What message did the hacker send on the Demon Mama Discord? What did they say? I cannot see it anymore. Oh. Yes. So yes, I hope something good comes from this bilateral agreement. emergency whatever thing. In the meantime, now that I'm doing the thing with Somniostatic, please join the page and donate? Question mark? Bluestone, you should not be white. Bluestone. Oh, we've got a segment. We've got a segment about the bilateral thing. Hold on. How long is the... Not a very long segment, admittedly. How did you get hacked? Oh, so how is everybody? Describe your feelings to me. I've been talking to a muted wall. Okay. Didn't I give you sensitive links on that thing? Didn't I share some sensitive links with you in that DM thing? Ugh. To what's it called? What was that page called for doing projects? Oh gosh.
Lucy Hayes said he gave it to Lucy Face with tongue.
What? What was that? What was that? That scared me. Okay. Sensitive links on that DM to or what? What was that? What?
Said he gave it to Lucy Face with tongue.
What? Oh gosh.
Lucy Hayes said he gave it to Lucy Face with tongue.
What? What was that? What? I have no. What was thing? What was that? What was that? That scared me. That? What? Hold on. I have to listen to it. What? What was that? Oh gosh. Oh gosh.
Lucy Hayes said he gave it to Lucy Face with tongue.
What was face with tongue? What was? Oh, what? Thing. Okay, enough. Face with tongue. Face with tongue. Hello, Greater Rain. My junior editor got hacked. And I am scouring our DMs to see if I didn't give him like my password to my bank account. Hello, Karasu. Face with tongue. I'll be back. Taking lunch break. I'll be back. So how is everybody? In any case, even though Somiostatic has created a security crisis, or maybe I should say that Arcaer has created a security crisis. My JNP seems in decent health and spirits since the incident the other day. She's been interested in food and stuff. That's good. Me? I'm trying to see if I didn't give my account number to Somiostatic. No. People in Poland don't smile, don't talk, and are just glare. And if you glare too much, then they ask, what are you looking at? That's the Polish way. The Polish way is to be sad, not smile, and not do eye contact. Yeah, it does. Someone's not good with security. Right now. It was right now or something. Or at least, I don't know.
Lucy Hayes said volunteer editor number 2 backslash.
That scared me. And I meant scary in regards to the mood. Oh, okay. artwork. How do you get hacked on Discord? Should be impossible. Did I give him any links to YouTube? How did you fix this? Wait, how did I fix what? How does one fix you start a new account and report the person? Am I the only one in chat right now? Yes. Because, I mean, there are 11 people, technically speaking. I was playing Fallout. Which Fallout? Fallout 4. I've not played much of Fallout 4. Okay. See you, surprised you were still alive. I'm glad to say hi at least. I think probably should go to bed now though. Okay. Well, I guess I'll go to bed. I checked that there is no delicate links. I guess I didn't give him any. It was worth checking. Okay. Good night. We did a segment. We did a thing. And I guess I'll see you. I'm not sure if tomorrow. I'm not sure if on Sunday. But yes. Remember not to be white.